Welcome to the show, it's just the facts. Where we break it down, don't hold 'em back. Don't get in your feelings, cause it's only the facts. We got all the tea on them relationships. We gon' break it down and shatter all the myths. Talk about mindset goals, growth, and money tips. We gon' break it down and keep it all legit. Heart, mind, body, soul. Ready, set, let's go. This is just the facts. Welcome to the show, it's just the facts. Where we break it down, don't hold 'em back. Don't get in your feelings, cause it's only the facts. We got all the tea on them relationships. We gon' break it down and shatter all the myths. Talk about mindset goals, growth, and money tips. We gon' break it down and keep it all legit. Heart, mind, body, soul. Ready, set, let's go.
What's up? It's your boy Jay,
And I'm T.
and this is Just the Facts. And we back with another episode. You know, just reacting to a couple things, discussing a few things. The main topic today, is probably gonna be sitting around love and duty, marriage, and modesty. Anyways, how you doing today, T?
I'm good.
That's good. That's always good to hear. So we was just having a conversation right before the stream, and you asked this crazy good question, and I said, you know what? We're gonna pivot a little bit, and we're gonna start the show off with this. So, what was that question you asked? You don't remember the question? You just asked me. It.
I don't remember the question.
So you said to me, if men didn't exist, would women still dress the same?
Oh yeah. That was the question, yeah. And like, yeah, I share a mixed viewpoint on that. So yeah, I was like, yeah, to some degree, yeah, they would.
So you think that if men wasn't on this earth, that women would still walk around with the same clothes on, putting makeup on, eyelashes, weaves, or extensions, or nails, and all that good stuff?
I mean, maybe not to the extreme, but to some degree, they would still, a person that thrives off attention would still definitely do that.
But what they getting attention for? Who they getting attention from?
I mean, they're still women. There's just no men.
So women.
I mean, women do like women.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And women do like seeing beautiful women. Like, it's not like that's abnormal.
Man, I don't agree with that at all. I ain't gonna fake to you. I can't cap. I don't think if men didn't exist, if men was not on the planet of Earth, women ain't wearing nothing. They not giving no physics about what they wearing. They really just gonna be out here just thug life in it. They not trying. The attention is to attract.
I would say there would probably be less like BBLs.
No, think about this. Matter of fact, half the time the women that be wearing eyelashes, they say they wear it because that's what they think dudes like.
Well, it's the flattery. I mean, they just be taking it to a higher level because how big and flaunty they be. So yeah.
I mean, so if they already saying it, that if I mean, what reason do you have to wear makeup? Let's talk about that. Like, if there's no men, what's you wearing makeup for?
Well, for some women, and I'm not saying, like I said, this is just that percentage that's out there. You know, some women, you know, they don't like what they always see when they look in the mirror, so they always want to cover it up. That's why people put so much makeup on.
Booty shorts. Got your booty cheeks hanging out.
I mean, they probably wouldn't wear those so much. I mean,
So what would they wear still? The makeup and hair, I
probably
guess.
still the makeup, hair, probably the fingernails still.
And who are they trying to impress?
Well, mostly it's about feeling good about self, but and again, I say still, women do like women.
How many?
So
What you think it is like? If you had to guess though, what percentage of women do you think really actually like women? Like women in the sense of I want to attract a woman to be my yeah.
that's hard.
I'm just not. I mean, obviously we don't have the numbers on that, but it's like, if you had to put a number on, if you had to guess, what percentage would you think it would be?
First thing that came to mind was 10.
10%. So you think that maybe 10%, but in that sense, maybe we could say 20% because now there's more just only women situations going on. Maybe 20% of the women would still dress the way they dress to attract a man. Now they're trying to attract a woman, or they just looking for attention from someone. So they would instead, since they can't get it from a man, they're going to try and get it from a woman.
Mm-hmm.
But don't women hate on each other more than anything?
I mean, yeah, there's truth in that, but there's also, I mean, the backside of that, it could be just more internal in general for the reason of why women are hating on other women.
I don't know, man. We gonna have to. I don't know, bro. I don't know. We gonna have to put that. That's gonna have to be a. That's gonna have to be a poll or something. I'm gonna have to put a poll somewhere up to see what other people think, because I don't believe women that do put in nearly any of the effort that they put into the things that they put into to make their appearance look any different. Like, y'all already tell each other you're beautiful as you are. I would argue damn near more. It'd probably be more obese women running around, to be honest. Because now, like, if you think about it right now, as it is, they already getting to that point where it's obese and they cool with that and they accept each other for that and they thumbs each other up for that. So it's like now your standard is even lower because you're getting accepted by more, opposed to where when the man is here, you know that the men that you're trying to attract, they look for a certain type of look. They want a certain look. They want a certain aesthetic. That's why you see most women go for that same aesthetic. Like most of the girls that I be seeing now, especially like the IG models and stuff, bro, they be looking the same. These dudes, these rappers' girlfriends, they be looking the same. These they be looking the same. Like they be looking the same. Be like, golly, are y'all in the same family or something? Like they be looking the same. So it's like I can't wrap my head around the idea to say if there was no men around, they would still do the thing. I'm thinking y'all not probably going to the gym. The ones that go to the gym, if they go to the gym now, they probably would still go to the gym, maybe. But if their reasoning to go to the gym was because they want to look good for someone else, it's not to look good for a woman. It's to look good for a man. So it's like, now what reason do you even have to keep going to the gym? I mean, if you're wearing your hair, if you're a girl like in the black community, if you're a girl that put on wigs and weaves and stuff like that, well, what reason do you have to now? Because now ain't nobody I mean, 9 times out of 10, I mean, women is gonna ridicule you anyway. If you got the pretty hair, they're gonna talk junk about your hair. If you got the nappy hair, they're gonna talk junk about your hair. So it's like, what reason? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just logically, I can't think of a reason why that would continue to be a thing. But I would like to hear from some other people to see what maybe somebody else thinks, because that's a good question. I ain't gonna fake. I don't know what happened on our last stream, but I know we ended up getting cut out somehow, and the live just ended abruptly, and yeah, it just kind of threw the thing off. So we was on the Shiloh Hendrix thing where she was talking about how she was surprised to see the unity and the money that she received. We talked about she had got over like 600,000.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we talked about that a little bit. I'm not sure if that was on the stream because I didn't get to watch the ending of it. I got tied up at work, but just to go back into that a little bit, I mean, I had a conversation with some guys at work today about a few things regarding that matter, and I also so I do not I don't like the fact, obviously, that she received so much support to relocate. I mean, obviously, it's to relocate because of her ignorant action, which means she doesn't get held accountable for that action or whatever. And like I was telling the guys at work, like free speech is real, whether you think it is or not. The fact is, like, with freedom, that means that you have the freedom to do whatever you want, but you have to be willing to accept them consequences. So we are free and we do have the freedom of speech. So, like, her saying that it was wrong, obviously, like, we understand the scrutiny of that word. We understand the scrutiny of that name and all these things like that. I definitely.
It was just how she acted in general.
But it's the fact that it was a 5-year-old kid also that it's like, come on, bro. Like, we do have to have some sort of line that you got to draw in the sand. However, the conversation that I was having at the job was more so along the lines of like, okay, it goes back into that black fatigue conversation where it's like, we do actually create these issues for ourselves in a sense, right? Where if you think, I just want your opinion on this, right? So if folks is saying a certain word, let's call that word peach. Let's say if people is just saying peach, and we know that peach was used to identify a specific group of people, and it was derogatory to that group of people, correct? And that time period is over, and that's been like, it is what it is, right? Well, let's say 300 years later, the people that were called peaches call each other peaches, but get mad when another person says peach, right? And I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, well, dang, that's kind of hypocritical, because, like, realistically, if you don't like the word, why not completely remove the word altogether, right? That's a big ask, right?
But there's different forms of that word,
And that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's true.
The
So
ER versus the GA.
See, and we had that conversation. So we saying peaches and peach, right?
Mm-hmm.
So peaches is actually in the dictionary. It actually means something.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it has a definition.
Black.
Peaches?
No.
So
not the word peaches.
Peaches means something, but the word peach, what does it mean? It means whatever you deem it to mean. Like, when you hear, like, if I'm like, what's up, my peach? You my peach, right? Or I'm talking about, say, this other person that's not a peach, and I say, hey, man, that peach had me hot today, right? I say that, right? Okay. So realistically, that word just means whatever you deem it to mean in that time, at that time period, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nowadays.
All days, because peach was a word that was, so these people were called peaches 300 years ago, right? Peaches. Peach doesn't even exist in the dictionary. It's not even a word. It's just a slang that the peaches created to glorify the word that they were being called 300 years ago. So now they use it to each other. What's up, my peach?
Okay.
However, when I'm talking about anybody, I can call anybody a peach. So that word isn't associated with anything realistically because it's created. We basically made that. We turned it into, oh, that's a cool term. We put it in our music. It's the thing. It's the end thing. I can't understand why you get mad at a person for using that word peach when you have popularized it, right? I'm not giving nobody the green light to say, yeah, everybody should be able to say peach. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is, like, why ridicule the other person for using the word that we popularized?
Because the black community feels like they're not deserving to use that word, and that's what it really boils down to ultimately.
Young God Base Capone, what's up, man? I don't know. What's up with you, fella? So, all right, because obviously you're going to take it there. We're just going to have to use regular terms because I have tried to censor this thing this entire time and you keep going there. So let's talk about the black community then. The black community. We have popularized a word that is not a word. It's not in the dictionary. It's not defined in any word. However, the racist term that was deemed 400 years ago is in the dictionary, and it actually is defined to be an ignorant person, right? So with that knowledge and understanding the historical aspect of it, the word that's in the dictionary, the word that's not in the dictionary is a word that we have popularized, even in pop culture. We call each other that. We call other people that are not even our color, but get mad when that person turns around and says that same word. Now, I'm not saying the word that's in the dictionary and using it in that derogatory form, because obviously the word that's not in the dictionary is not really even a derogatory word. It's realistically, black people look at it as a term of endearment down there. It's like, yeah, you my word. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, boom. Well, why do you get mad at another person for saying that if you've popularized it? Now, again, I'm not saying, okay, the racist term, the word that's defined in the dictionary that we know is like, okay, that word right there that's tough. Realistically, that word shouldn't even be in the dictionary. It should be getting rid of because it does carry a certain stigma, right? But also, I do believe that in a free speech world, if you say certain things, you have to accept those consequences, right? So, as black people, we do talk about other races and call them out of their names all the time, and we think we're justified and we're cool with that. When another person does this, it's like it's almost like it's a big divide, and it's super tense. It's like very tense. There's a lot of tension on that. I just want to understand why. I just want to understand why. That's my big question. Like, that's what I'm like been really trying to understand. I really wish I could wrap my head around that. Like, how do you feel about that?
I mean, I just think it just everybody just wrapped around the whole slavery and what black people went through. So I just think everybody just kind of caught up on that. I mean, that's just all I can pretty much think of. Like, there's nothing else.
So we hold on to a history that we don't actually even know the real history of, that never happened to us, our parents, our grandparents, or our great grandparents. So nobody that we ever actually even came in contact with, we have ever been through those circumstances, correct?
From our generation, yeah.
So it's like, when they talk that, when they be saying like, I hear some folks be like, man, these young kids out here gang banging and they don't even know what they gang banging for. You heard that before? It's the same thing. We angry at each other and we don't even know what we angry at each other for.
Mm-hmm.
It's a history that been told to us that we don't even know the real history of. Our people didn't tell us. They people didn't tell them. They people probably told them, but they failed to tell the people beneath. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I get perturbed at. I get like, bro, I understand. Like, I get it. I do get it. Like, when a person says it and they're meaning it in a hateful way, yes, bro, for all means, yes, bro, you scum, bro. But I'm not saying that. I just don't think. I really just think the word just need to be done away with. I think since black people like to cancel stuff so much, they probably need to just cancel that word. Just cancel the word, man, because it just caused it caused so much. So much. Like, we legitimately will go out our way to call, like, okay, we know that Hispanic folks we call them wetbacks, right? They don't like they not cool with that, right? But do they call each other that? Come on, man. I'll be like, but I had to go on that little rant because I've been talking about this earlier today, and folks was just telling me like the things I hear when I talk to folks about certain things. It just be like, man, I see you got a certain mindset that's you got to really come up out that mindset. Realistically, we carry a victim mindset that is a community that needs to like kind of be worked on, but that's another topic for another day for real. I'm about to go ahead and share this. This is what I just want to see what your take is on this actually. Let's see.
You can't have it biased on one side and then expect to get respect on the other side, because that is one of the very reasons why people are getting fed up. It's because they saying, wait a minute, y'all call us out of our name, y'all call us racist, y'all say all of these things, y'all say that we Karens, you say this, you say that. And then when you get a little bit of your own medicine, then y'all get upset about it. Y'all donate, y'all support, y'all say Black Lives Matters, y'all go march, y'all make sure that y'all cover people's defense funds. They can use the money in order to go and pay for houses, get security. They got NAACP standing on their side. Ben Crump shows up anytime that something happens. And then they want to start supporting themselves. And then we don't agree with it. And we supposed to censor them when we have the freedom to say and do whatever the fuck we want to do when we want to do it. It's hypocritical. It's hypocritical. You can't say that it's applicable for one person and then it's not applicable for the other side. When they find what we're seeing is what we look like to them in their eyes. That's what we're seeing. A bunch of racist people that clearly and openly on the internet say that we don't like white people, we divest ourselves from them, don't fuck with a white woman, all of this stuff. If any of them was to say any of the shit that we say online as a culture, if any of them say any of that stuff that we say, we would say that they are the KKK and that they need to be executed and fire them from their fucking job. That's hypocritical. The thing about it is that if you don't want it done, then we need to make sure that we don't do it so that people can't do it. And then we try to hold them accountable for the shit that we do on a regular basis. It's a basic concept. Treat people how you want to be treated. It's a very basic concept in my eyes. And
It's
so
like that.
even though the way I see it, I see we have created a monster. This is my assessment of it. And then y'all can give y'all assessment of it too. I see it as we've created a monster. We've overcorrected for shit that we didn't go through. We personally, not our ancestors, the shit that we didn't go through. We had all of the diversity, equity, and inclusion. We had all of the affirmative action. We had all of this shit that's going on. We did everything, right? We did everything we wanted to do. We called them out of their name. We marched on their fucking yards. We got them arrested, all of this shit, right? We call Trump a fascist. We say Trump is right. We say whatever the fuck we want to say when we want to say it, right? We've overcorrected so much on what we think, and we blame everybody for our problems. Now you're starting to see them say, how much longer are we going to be the villain for shit that we wasn't even born for? How much longer are y'all going to continue to blame us for stuff that we wasn't even alive for? How many times you going to call me a cracker? How many times you going to call me white trash? How many times you going to call me racist just because you didn't like the fact that your food wasn't hot? Now I'm racist. Or you didn't get the job that you want. Now I'm racist. What we've basically done is created this monster where they're saying now, and I started to see that shit all over my timelines for real. They're saying, fuck you.
I mean, they've been saying that though.
No, they have not. No, they have not.
No, I
You got to say what you think, what you feeling, how you feeling about it.
I mean, to some degrees, he has some valid. I mean, he had valid points about it. I mean, we set the tone. With with the modern day society, if we run around acting like monsters, then I mean that's who we acting like, and that's what they gonna perceive us as. Because I mean, from the beginning of time, they always was threatened by us anyway. So it's like, but during that time they use obviously force to intimidate us or break us down, and it's like now you're still reacting. You're still acting out for something that at this present time just has no relevance anymore. And that's just how they perceive us.
So like, we watched that video of that girl attacking Myron in New York yesterday. Myron said, "You're proving all of the stereotypes, right?" Stereotypes are rooted in truth. Like, they don't just come from nowhere. You make an assessment about a group of people based off of the majority of things that you have seen from that group of people. We do it all the time. Mm-hmm. Other people do it all the time. You cannot think that you're the only person that is or can do certain things. Matter of fact, like going back to the conversation I had at work, I was talking to them about the Carmelo Anthony situation, where it's like, so the guy that got stabbed apparently made a social media post. This is according to one of the guys at the job. He says that the boy made a social media post that says, "If you sit on our side, blase blah, and you're not from here, blase blah, whatever. Like, just don't do it," type thing. You know what I'm saying? Buddy went to this event already poked up with the joint in his bag, knowing that his intention was to go and sit on this side, right?
The wrong side. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that boy put his hands on him or didn't put his hands on him, I think that both of these people was wrong for how things transpired or whatever. Like, yeah, the dude shouldn't have put his hands on him, period. We know that. Like, no, don't put your hands on folks. But to react by poking this guy up, you definitely wrong, bro. You're definitely wrong. And I think that's what he was speaking on, is the fact that, like, okay, that situation happened and them folks got $1 million on the GoFundMe, John. They went and bought a house, car, and some more things on top of the attorney to help get the boy out. Meanwhile, this girl said what she said, and granted, we don't agree with it, but they doing the same thing. We can't be mad at them. We can't be mad at her. It's like the the cat calling the kettle black. I think is that the same? I don't know the same, but either way it goes, it is what it is, bro. Like them folks, them folks took their money and bought them a new crib and a new house. Folks sent them money to get that boy an attorney, not to buy a house and buy a car. But you can't tell a person what to do with the money once they received it.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And that's a truth. And neither can you bash that person because you sent them the money or people sent them the money. Like they felt like whatever the reason was was a good reason. They took and did what they pleased with that money.
Mm-hmm.
That's how life works. So the fact that like, okay, well, boom, she did what she did. We don't agree with it. No, that was wrong. But shit, they teaming up. Hey, we need to help get this girl up out of there. They send her the bread. If she decides she want to stay where she at and open up a $1 million business in that same city, I mean, can't nobody say nothing about that. If she want to make a coalition of people that's gone hard about calling black folks the N-word and she wants to use that money to pay for that, I mean, obviously, I'm not saying we agree with that, but it's her money now. She can do what she want to do. Folks sent it to her. They supported what she was going through. Mm-hmm. Just like them folks supported that little boy for stabbing that little boy. Hey, right or wrong, you gotta accept it for what it is. We in a free country. And that argument in itself is another one because a lot of folks always say, well, it's not free because you can't do this and you can't do. Well, you can do whatever you want to do. You just got to accept the consequence that come with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, yeah. Folk got to tighten up. Folk got to tighten up. What you think about that? Nothing? Anything? You got something to say?
Yeah, I mean, I already said what I had to say.
Gotcha. All right, so before we get into our main event, you know, we still warming up, still, you know what I'm saying, getting little punches in, body blows, you know, still, you know what I'm saying, getting a stretch on, you know what I'm saying? I want to play another clip that came up in this pod that was about the Ryan Clark, RG3 beef over the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark beef. Yeah, it's a lot of beefs, but we about to get into it real quick.
Share my screen and play a couple different clips so that y'all can understand exactly what's going on. This is Ryan Clark and what he had to say about RG3's take on Caitlin Clark. And all right, here we go.
I think I hate the fact that they're always pinned against one another. RG3 called what Angel Reese did hate. He said you could see the hate on her face for Caitlin Clark. I'm not really sure when we moved in to being able to read the expressions of a person and know their intent, know their character, know their perspective. But he does understand hate because I think he also understands the hate of self. When you look at the play, which is all we can speak to as professionals, all we can speak to as analysts, Angel Reese pushed one of her teammates. Caitlin Clark had a hard foul, which is part of basketball. I feel like it was assessed correctly. And Angel Reese's reaction is the sort of reaction you get in a situation when you feel like you took an intentionally hard foul. That's competitiveness. That's rivalry. That's not hate. And so now, though, when RG3 jumps on to the hate train or to the angry train, and now follows along with what we saw from Keith Olbermann, what we saw from Dave Portnoy, as they poured on to Angel Reese to make her the villain in Caitlin Clark's heroic or hero story. Right. The one thing we know about RG3 is he's not having conversations at his home about what Black women have to endure in this country, about what young Black women and athletes like Angel Reese have had to deal with being on the opposite side of Caitlin Clark's rise and ascension into stardom. Now, when you look at it, I think A'ja Wilson is the face of the league. A'ja Wilson is the best player in the league. Caitlin Clark is the most important player in the WNBA. And a ton of her fandom has come along with some racial bias or some racial pieces to why people love her so much. And so now if you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what she's dealing with? You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women.
All right, so I'm gonna leave that there.
But I think all of you know there's a line in life that you just simply don't cross. Wives and children are always off limits. And Ryan Clark has sprinted past that line. Ryan Clark didn't like my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. And that's fine. It's okay. It's part of the game. Sports media, I'm going to have an opinion. This person might not agree with it. That person might not agree with it. But what you don't do is turn around and personally attack me and my family just because you don't agree with a sports opinion that is purely based off the sport. I didn't make it personal. But what that really shows is just how low of a person Ryan Clark is.
I mean, it's apparent that there's been like beef between them for a minute now, but
I'm talking about what you think about the Ryan Clark and RG3 thing.
oh,
Ryan Clark brought RG3's white wife into the conversation, speaking about how he didn't have to talk about the black struggle because he has a white wife. And RG3 is basically saying, you know, you don't bring family into this subject. Any comments?
I mean, he got a valid point. I mean, he didn't have to bring. I don't think he necessarily. Well, I don't know. I don't think he necessarily brought his family into it. I mean, he just basically stated that. I mean, he doesn't have. He has a white wife. I mean, he may not just relate the same way. I mean, I don't know.
I'm gonna start by saying Ryan Clark is full of shit. First and foremost, bro, this motherfucker just said Caitlin Clark's ascension is somewhat based off of a racial thing. What the fuck? Where the hell did he get that idea from? This motherfucker is smoking some serious rocks, bro. That's crazy. This girl is literally like the best. Asia Wilson is MVP for sure. Like, she GOAT mode. Nothing on Asia Wilson for sure. Caitlin Clark is the reason most people even watch WNBA at this point. When she came in the WNBA last year, almost every game she played at in any arena was sold out. What is this man talking about? To watch her play. She is sensation. She is the Steph Curry of the WNBA. This woman is making 30-foot three-point shots in the WNBA. She got people wanting to watch. What the fuck is he talking about? It ain't got shit to do with race. That girl can ball, boy. What the? Bruh, that shit is crazy. I am not about to cap. Bruh, hold up. Wait a minute. I don't think I heard that motherfucker right, bro. He said Asia Wilson is the best player in the league. He said Caitlin Clark is
the most important.
Is the most important. She's the most polarizing player in the WNBA right now. Everywhere she goes, people wants to see her. She is the WNBA right now. They need to make her the logo right now. She's her WNBA, bro. WNBA came out, if I'm not mistaken, like 1999 was when it really established and it built from there. And I was a little jit. I watched a few games. I used to like watching the New York Liberty, whatnot, what have you, boo boo boo. But I can't say that it ever really got hot. Like, most people didn't really care about WNBA. Like, most people ain't watching WNBA for real.
Right.
They actually, it was so bad that they was using their jersey space as patches to sponsor, like get money to funnel into the WNBA because they wasn't selling the tickets. A lot of the teams that started in the WNBA are no longer in the WNBA because they weren't selling tickets. People did not want to watch WNBA and still kind of don't really know much about WNBA. They're just now learning about WNBA. Why? Because of Caitlin Clark's phenomenal gameplay. No jaunt writing. I am not, this is no cap. This Asia Wilson is great. Asia Wilson is great. She went to South Carolina. I watched her in South Carolina. I watched her when she got drafted. I watched her play. She is phenomenal. Not gonna take that away from her. She did not change the game of the WNBA. Caitlin Clark did that. And when you're the person that changed the game, you're more than the most important player. You are the most polarizing. Like, this joint revolves around you at this point in time right now. Hands down. Now, to get into this RG3 Ryan Clark beef. These folks work at ESPN. Never are you supposed to talk anything about my wife, what I do at my home, or what me and my wife talk about at my home. That is not your business to be spreading. He should have never said anything about, well, you don't talk about the black struggle in your home because you have a white wife. Why do people need to know that? Mm-hmm. Why do they need to be a part of your argument? Just based off of the fact that I just went on that other rant on Ryan Clark, I can obviously tell Buddy ain't have no other points because you're arguing for the wrong person. You picked the wrong dog in this fight. If you picked Angel Reese, you picked the wrong dog, bro. Nothing, bro. She got drafted number 2, whatever. Man, we don't even talk about her. I mean, she just in the fold somewhere. Matter of fact, it's so serious. She don't even take it serious. She don't even, bro. If it wasn't for like the 5 basketball pictures on her Instagram and the fame that she gained in LSU, probably would have never knew the girl played basketball. You would have thought she was an IG model, bro. Most of her IG pictures is thirst traps and bull crap. It's like, what is we doing, bro? They tragic for that. But either way it goes. I gotta guess that can actually take me into my next point too, anyways, really, because, you know, realistically, like I said, she posting thirst traps and stuff. She ain't, no, we ain't gonna do that. I don't even want to entertain her no more. Anyways, next thing. What's next up on the list of things? What is next?
And is marriage a duty, or should you marry for love or for duty?
So we going to the main thing, the main course. We want the steak. We done ate the potatoes. All right, bet. Is marriage, or should you marry, or should you get married, pursue marriage for love, or should you get married or pursue marriage for duty? What you think? Talk to me now, but talk to me nice now. Talk to me nice.
I just feel like when anybody enters a marriage, I mean, you should be on the understanding that there's duties that correspond with marriage. It's not always about like what you want to do in the marriage. So that's just kind of my take on it.
So would you say that a person should enter marriage with love or for love with duty in mind? Or do you say that a person should marry knowing that there's duty and you just want to pick the right person to have to do those duties with or for.
Well, I feel like in any case, like the duties are pretty much the same, I guess. So, I mean, you should just go in with an open heart, like with love and understanding that, you know, there's duties and there's things that you sometimes just don't want to do. I mean, that's just a part of life. It's like waking up, going to a job.
So, like, all right, check it out. Do you need to be in love to get married?
Do you need to be in love to get married?
Mm-hmm. Prince Charming.
I mean, I don't know. That's a weird question.
You think so?
Yeah.
What's weird about it?
I don't know. You need to be in love to get married. I mean,
Yeah, like, do you need to be in love to get married? Is that like,
I mean, yeah,
all right? That's
strong
the
feelings for that person.
that's the first box I need to check off. Is, am I in love with this person? Because if I ain't in love with this person, then I ain't marrying her.
All right, but that's all about what that looks like. But I mean, I feel like you have to have some type of genuine love for that person.
Genuine love. I think it's interesting because I feel that most times, most people, I wonder, do most people really even know what love is? Like, other than what a person has told you or what you have perceived love to be, do you know what love is? Because love actually would be nice to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it would be nice to think that you should marry for love, because I guess that would make things blissful, like just blissful. But I think that over time you have to learn to love the person that you're with and go into the marriage understanding that marriage is a duty. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, that's the reason why the vows are the way they are too. I mean, I get that.
right. And I think that's really just the only way that it like, yes, ideally you would want to be in love with a person to get married and get married to that person that you're in love with, right? However, love for everybody, I think that love for everybody is different, and how they view love and how they view it and how they exhibit it is different. And also that feeling is not always the same. Like, when you think about 10 years down the road, you're not going to love that person the same way today as you did 10 years ago, nor 10 years further down the road. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to be the same. So does that mean that because it doesn't feel the same, it's non-existent, or that I need to leave because I don't feel that love no more?
Well, no, I mean, I feel like, I would say there's probably something missing, but I feel like love it's an action. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's action behind the word love. So, you know, most people you have to see it. It has to be somewhat tangible to a person. And that's what just contributes to love in general.
So let's look at this definition real quick. It says that love is a strong feeling of affection and concern toward another person, as that arising from kinship or close friendship. A strong feeling of affection and concern for another person accompanied by sexual attraction. A feeling of devotion or adoration toward God or a God. Huh. That's interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think that over time a person becomes numb to a feeling that they have become accustomed to? Like,
Yeah,
like
that
you,
makes sense.
right? Like you can be happy. You can be happy, right? But you're happy you're happy in this space right here, to the point that if you did the same thing over a period of time and it still makes you happy, but the happiness just don't feel the same. I think that's what happens when people say that they married for love, and then like 5 years later they got a divorce because they didn't feel the love no more.
Yeah, they just lost sight of what the actual marriage was about for real, because they thought it was supposed to be
Blissful happiness.
yeah, rainbows and you know begonias, and that's just not that.
Do you think that also comes from the fact that maybe somebody didn't do the best job of picking, or is it that you think that people just gave up too easily?
Mm,
Or
I mean,
is it that people wasn't like, a lot of times people aren't just honest for real, like from the very beginning, and then a lot of things just start to come out over time, which changes your view and outlook of that person.
or two people just kind of grow um, through time, and minds shift and change too, depending on where they are in stages of life. But I mean, I can agree that. I mean, sometimes people just kind of grew apart just because they're not on the same playing field that they were from the beginning.
See, that's interesting that you say that, because I don't. I'm like this. Like I tell folks, be careful who you hang with, because over time, if you hang with a certain person and their personality is cool to you,
Mm-hmm.
you will gain an attraction to that person that you never knew you would have, because you didn't think that person looked that type of way you wanted them to look.
Mm-hmm.
So just be careful of you know what I'm saying, where you chilling at. And I think that it goes the same thing. Like if in 5 years or 10 years you lost love for me, or you lost sight of the love, or it don't feel the same, or whatever the case may have been,
Mm-hmm.
that has to be, to me, meaning somewhere along the line somebody lost the attraction somewhere, because they seen or understood something that they didn't know or understand before. Like I seriously
About that
think,
person.
yeah, I seriously think that's like mainly what it is. Like if women was able to accept that guy for whatever, like he was broke at the beginning, and yeah, he started working and getting his money or whatever, and he just got to a stagnant spot. But he never acknowledged the fact to her that like he never really had the dream to be a earner like this. He just always just was like, look, I just want to coast. I just want to be cool. But her idea is that like we trying to move up. We trying to move up. Now we got a different opinion, and that's not even attractive to me, because I used to think that you was a go getter. When I met you, you was hustling. You was selling a little, you know what I'm saying? But she really didn't know that most of the money she ever really saw was always just re-up money. Like he really didn't have money to spend for real. He just made sure he could contribute to his habit, pay his bills, and be all right. You taught him the legit route, but he just wanted to find out how he could make enough money to stay comfortable and just coast out. And that situation happens. It does happen for sure. But it's like at the end of the day, well, either A, buddy wasn't honest from the beginning, or B, somebody didn't vet the other person properly. Because now you got a difference of opinion. You got differences in how you view things. You got differences in how you want to see your future. I got a question. Do you think that if a man tells a woman he wants her to take something off because he feels like it shows too much or is doing too much, that's insecure or a controlling man?
No, I personally don't feel like that at all. What I do feel like is that, I mean, obviously there are men that are just completely insecure. We're not negating that, but with that being said, I do have the understanding that men understand men and they're merely just trying to protect their female from the wolves. It's just that simple. Whether you can hold the wolves off or not, like, it's not about that. It's about protecting his woman, making sure that she's good.
Trying to eliminate
All extra issues that wouldn't even arise if you know, were modest about how you dress.
I had a conversation with a girl about leggings and how dressing, how wearing leggings all the time. I mean, it's not so much as it's not a modest look, depending on how you're dressing them.
Mm-hmm.
And like, okay, I'm all for understanding that people like to be comfortable and feel free or whatever. I'm all for that. But there's also limits and levels to it. And like for me, for instance, like when I first moved to Ohio, I said, man, I'm about to just buy straight joggers, bro. Joggers are it. They are comfortable. They easy to slide on. Got the pockets zipped up. It's love. You got the warm kind. You got the not the thin. You know what I'm saying? Like you Gucci. So comfortability is key thing. However, I wonder, because the girl went to go on and say, you know, I don't wear jeans. I'm not gonna wear joggers. I like to work out, but I'm not gonna wear joggers. And I don't wear jeans. I don't wear shorts. 24/7 leggings. And it's like, yeah, that's cool. But what's wrong with wearing joggers sometimes? Like the issue, to be honest, the issue with leggings is the fact that like it's just so form fitting. So if you're not covering the main important things, then realistically, it's like you basically might as well just be outside in your panties. You might as well just be outside in your panties.
To some degree, yeah.
It's like, if I can see your whole print, I can see your whole. I can see that thing. Because
men is to the tutor.
Men is we vision we look.
Mm-hmm.
We like the look. I want to see. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you wearing that, but you won't, and you have a longer shirt on, okay, that's cool. Wear leggings all you want to. I mean, in the wintertime, I don't understand why you would wear leggings, because them shits is thin. I imagine you want to be warm. But hey, if you want to wear leggings, wear your leggings. Long shirt. Short shirts, you got your crotch out, you got your butt crack out. Like when you bend over, I can see your panty colors and tattoo on your butt cheeks. And I done seen some things with these leggings. So it's like, I think that if a man says, hey, man, look, I don't really like you wearing your leggings all the time. I want you to like try and acquiesce to wearing something a little different, or maybe like just get some longer t-shirts or something. I don't see why that should be a problem. I believe that as a woman that respects that man, you should. Aye, Captain.
I mean, it's not even so much as about the man. It's about self too first.
Well, yeah.
I mean, in order for to attract a man, there has to be in order to attract a certain type of man, there has to be a certain level of respect for self first.
Yeah, definitely. You know what, and that's a good point too, because actually, speaking of which, I was talking to old school. Old school even told me, and I was laughing because I'm like, yeah, that's he hit the nail right on the head with this. He said, when you see like females out here and all they wear is booty shorts and crop tops and leggings and all this stuff. Like they don't wear nothing that's like they just wearing all this tight fitted stuff. Oh man, I'll never cuff her. I'm just trying to hit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dang.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, dog, that makes so much sense. Cause like realistically, you like you just said, you not respecting your own body. You show like I legitimately, bro. I worked with a girl, bro. Every single day she came to work, all I seen was the toe from the camel hanging. I'm like, bro, that is crazy work. Like you not gonna cover that up? You got the belly thing on. You know what I'm saying? So the shirt tight. Stop right there at the waistband, straight. You know that? Yeah, I know. God dang, this is crazy, y'all.
Don't care.
You don't care. You don't care. Got your t-shirt with no bra on, big old pointing all over the place. It's like, dang, y'all just don't care. But then like I asked like, you attract the wrong type of attention by wearing this stuff, right? She told me she knows. So it's like, okay, well,
Even
shoot.
worse.
Yeah, if you know,
I mean, that's kudos to at least you know.
hey, if you know and you
Because
doing
if you
your
don't
thing,
know and you're doing it, then you're in a bad spot. But I mean,
if you're doing it, even like you can be wearing your leggings, you can have your little print out. You know what I'm saying? You can have your halter top on with your junk shooting all over the ceiling and all over that. And you can say that you're not doing it for nobody else. And you can say that you don't care what nobody else think of you or whatever.
your intentions are well.
But I can't believe it, man. I can't. I just cannot believe that you, like, especially if you acknowledge the fact that you know that your joint is pointing and your joint is poking and you thick and you know, it's like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
It ain't you can't not be trying to do it for attention.
Yeah. There's no other way around
You
it.
definitely want some attention.
Yeah.
Now, understand that you're not attracting the kind of attention that you should be, and that you definitely are attracting the wrong kind of attention. If only if you're looking for a serious relationship.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not looking for a serious relationship, go ahead, shawty, shake that ass.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Bust it down for a real nigga. I ain't gonna
Right.
cap. I ain't gonna cap because, hey, niggas love the hoes. But at the end of the day, if you're looking for something serious and you want a real relationship and you out here dressing how you want to dress because this is how you feel, just know you gonna attract. That's the dude. That's gonna be your next boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
That dude that you really not attracted to. That you really like. At the end of the day, y'all gonna end up breaking up probably 6 months later. You probably want to rethink that. You probably not want to step out like that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably want to step out a little bit different. I want to change your whole little fit. Just being saying. I'm just saying. But again, like I said, to me, I wouldn't want my daughters outside wearing leggings. I wouldn't want my daughters wearing leggings or skirts or anything like that until they got to an age where they understood that, like, hey, you got to keep your legs closed, keep your dress down. You can't be, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to make sure that stuff stay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Understand this. You cannot, for no means necessary, let this thing pop out.
Yeah, I don't even want to have a conversation about like, oh, close your legs. No, bro, you need to know already. Like,
yeah.
People are just terrible nowadays. Like,
yeah. And they growing up faster.
Mm-hmm.
So little boys is interested and curious now too.
A lot quicker. Mm-hmm.
And that's, man, it's bad out here.
Mm-hmm.
And I be hating to see young ladies wearing like 2-piece bathing suits and all this, like trying to be
The
grown.
little girls, yeah.
It's like, bro, what the?
Yeah.
What happened to the little
one piece? The cute little one piece.
Yeah,
like,
man.
That was too much as is. Like that was always a bit much for me. But like,
put the little skirt
thing
around
on,
her.
yeah.
Put the little skirt thing around her. I'm always for like
that's just too much still to me.
Yeah, and it's crazy to me too, because you will have these leggings on with your junk showing, right? But then you got a man and you mad because he wearing his gray sweatpants. Hey. How you gonna be mad at that man? He doing the same thing you doing.
Free ball.
Hey, we doing the same thing right now. We advertising. Promo, baby, promo. OnlyFans on the way. Promo. Nah, no. Me no partake. Me no partake. But for real though, for real, like no cap, like that jump crazy. So yeah, that was a modesty bit. Modesty. You got to be more modest, ladies. I think I asked a question that led into it, for real. Got to be more modest if you want that type of guy. If you don't want that type of guy, hey, look, do what you do, because somebody gonna accept you. Plenty of simps out here. Plenty of simps out here in this world. Plenty of simps out here in this world. But do you want them? That's the question. That's the question. Anything else we got?
We have a lot more stuff.
A lot more stuffs. Let me see, because we probably don't got none. I think I was knocking things out. Yeah, I knocked all this stuff out. Yeah, I knocked all this stuff out. You tripping. You got footnotes and cliff notes. That's why. But the topics was right here, see?
Yeah, the
Topic. And these was just notes. Yeah. All right, guys. All right, gang. I appreciate you for chilling with the guys and the gals for about an hour and 6 minutes. Yeah, an hour and 6 minutes. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you liked, subscribed, and commented or something by this time. If you made it this far, I know you gotta have did something. You know what I'm saying? But for real. It's your boy Jay.
And I'm T.
It's just the facts.